Welcome back to another episode of Bride Like a Local. This week we're at the 3C.A.V gathering in Abbotsford, BC. I'm being joined right now at the 3C.A.V gathering in Abbotsford, British Columbia by Orland DeLong, and he is the national representative that is present here. And Orland, tell me a little bit about the C.A.V.
Okay, the C.A.V was formed approximately 12 years ago by two veterans, as a matter of fact. And since then we're all across Canada, and every province, as well as most cities. We have a representation of C.A.V members, and C.A.V is for the Canadian Army veterans. It's made up of veterans, serving members, and people that support the objectives of the C.A.V.
Now, I've been a member of C.A.V myself for 11 years out of the 12, and I've enjoyed the camaraderie of people of like mind. There's a lot of initiatives that C.A.V supports. Let's talk about those initiatives and some of the fundraising and awareness raising that C.A.V itself does.
Yes, the C.A.V primarily focuses on veterans and veterans causes. In the unit that I'm associated with in the Okanagan, we just finished a ride by a young lady, Kate McEachran, who walked across most of the country to bring awareness for soldiers or for other emergency responders suffering from PTSD. We sponsor and raise money for canines, and the local one here in Alberta is Citadel Canine, that trains dogs, acquires and trains dogs, and they give them to first responders and soldiers that suffer from PTSD. The Ride for Dad is a national charity all across the country, and the C.A.V is heavily involved with that. Not just the fundraising, but actually helping organize it, manning the check stops, and doing different safety protocols for it. There are just three of them. There's literally dozens of them that the C.A.V is involved with.
The C.A.V has also been instrumental in seeing the Heroes Highway be expanded across Canada so that it doesn't run just from 8-Wing Trenton to the morgue downtown Toronto, but it also now spreads almost across the country. Let's talk a little bit about that particular initiative.
Yes, the C.A.V has embraced that. In Abbotsford, the unit that's actually doing this rally is called Rome Unit, and the president of Rome is Brutus, and he was just instrumental to get it done in British Columbia. He spent countless hours, and as a result, for the many different things he does to help soldiers and veterans causes, and especially the highway heroes, he received the Minister of Veteran Affairs commendation just very recently for all the work he's done. We have it in Alberta is in a section. The local unit there, which just from Medicine Hat to Calgary, it just put countless hours in to get this to happen. And it's just about done in every province in Canada. I believe there's one that's left that's not done yet, but hopefully that'll come very shortly.
And that province is PEI, is it not?
Yes, it is. There's indication that if it hasn't happened very recently, it's going to happen. The government is on board with it, so we should see that happening in the very, very near future.
Now, there's a few other things that C.A.V is involved with, and one of those things is supporting and nurturing the Silver Cross families. We have some very interesting projects that C.A.V has undertaken. Besides that, the different cross programs. Let's talk about some of those initiatives, because a lot of my viewers have no idea just how strong the C.A.V is when it comes to the work they do.
Yes, the Silver Cross family is a family that's had a son or daughter killed in conflict, and primarily the latest one is Afghanistan. We contact them very, very frequently. We can offer some support if they're having any issues. We can help them do some of the work. This rally, for instance, this weekend, it's at a Silver Cross family's residence at one of their farms. And they support the C.A.V. The C.A.V. supports them. We have Silver Cross families and Silver Cross members that are actually members of the C.A.V. And we give them a special recognition. They ride with us. We can provide all kinds of support for them. From just the camaraderie. We can talk about different deployments with them. And also we can help them actually do stuff like physical work, stuff like that.
Yes, the C.A.V. has been instrumental in helping a number of Silver Cross families to repair their homes, to fix up different aspects of their properties, and really it's an extension of thanking them for the ultimate sacrifice, which is losing someone they love to support the Canadian freedoms and way of life.
Yes, that's very true. The families themselves are we don't like to see them abandoned. In talking to C.A.V. members, who a lot of them have completed deployments, there's somebody they can talk to, and it helps them. It also helps our veterans, our members of the C.A.V. That we see that the efforts of their son or daughter is not just wasted. The families truly embrace the program. And they're very appreciative of the work that the C.A.V. does, and the C.A.V. is very appreciative for what they bring to the table also.
It was interesting, though, riding as a group for the first time for me, to be able to ride with members of the Western organization of C.A.V. How many units are here in the West?
The West is from Saskatchewan, Alberta, Manitoba, and the Northwest Territories. So again, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know that the actual number of units we have. I believe there's either 36 or 37, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, there's an enormous amount of people here in the West involved with C.A.V., which really our connection to the military in the West is not as strong as it is out east in a lot of ways. So it's very wonderful to see that many units out here in the West. What is your favorite aspect of being a part of the national organization? You used to be the president of Friesenberg out of Edmonton. What is your favorite part of this new job that you've undertaken?
Well, I'm on the board of directors for the business side of C.A.V. And the C.A.V. is in the process right now. We have a constitution that's been ratified. We're in the process of going through all of the steps to get not-for-profit status through Revenue Canada. And there's a group of us, not just me, that's been working on that for over a year. We're very close to having it finished. That once that's done, that will open up a lot of avenues for us, and especially for fundraising, and helping other veterans.
And that's really what C.A.V. is all about, is veterans, supporting serving soldiers, and supporting the Silver Cross families. C.A.V. does an enormous amount of volunteer work every day of the week. They make sure that no sacrifice is ever forgotten. Thank you for taking some time with me today, Orland.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate everything you do for the C.A.V. As well as for veterans across the country.
Thank you, dear.
Growing communities one idea at a time is Community Futures Grand Prairie and Region, providing business planning, cash flows, market research, and business loans. Visit www.cfofgp.com to see how we can help you. Canada's most rider-friendly community, where is it? Is it Carman, Marystown, Viking? Where in this vast land is Canada's most rider-friendly community? Help us discover that special community at riderfriendlycontest.ca.
I'm being joined right now by John Murray, better known to the fellow C.A.V. members he rides with as Bulldog. John, tell me a little bit about how you came to be a member of C.A.V. and what C.A.V. means to you.
Okay, well, I got invited in by a fella called Todd Wright, who was already a president of the unit in Mount Sorel, Red Deer. and I worked with him and he introduced me. I'd heard of the C.A.V, but I'm a British Army soldier, so didn't think I was a good fit to join, but I was told otherwise, and I was told, yeah, you know what, you're gonna join. So it was good for me. I came over from England in 2007, and I missed my service life. I did 22 years in the British military, and this was a good escape for me, and you know, to talk to people who understand what I went through during that 22 years, and just to have an ear to listen to you was important. So I've never been treated as an outsider, even though I am British. So yeah, I've been in the C.A.V now for 7 years, and enjoying every second of it. It's really good. So.
The C.A.V does an enormous amount of volunteer work. They're always on the move, doing something, making things happen. Tell me a little bit about Mount Sorel and what you guys do.
Okay, Mount Sorel, we do support a lot of charities. We do the Big Hearts charity ride every year, which is organised by the Iron Society, and that's to help the Red Deer Children's Wing, the hospital there. We do the Rural Ride for Dad every year. For ourselves, we do the Gadsby Cemetery every year in honour of the fallen. That's a unit thing. We actually try and turn up to that every year down in, what is it? Oh, can't remember.
Gadsby?
Gadsby.
Down by Stettler.
Stettler, yeah, that's right, Gadsby. Yeah. The Stettler Cemetery there, we're involved in that.
I know that because that's where my dad's buried.
Okay, well then, yeah. So it's a good thing that we honour them, and we're very welcome when those bikes come roaring into the cemetery. It's not the reaction is not one of astonishment. It's always welcoming, and they do love to see us there, supporting that, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And what do you ride?
I ride a Yamaha. I get a lot of stick for that from the Harley riders, but I like my little V-Star. It's an 1100, and yeah, it takes me all over Canada, so yeah, it never lets me down, touch wood.
Do you have a favourite road that you enjoy riding?
No, as long as I'm on the road on my motorcycle, I'm happy. As long as it's not pouring down with rain like yesterday, yeah, it keeps me happy. But I just like to be out there. It's a bit of freedom, and you know, a bit of time to yourself as well sometimes. So.
Tell me about your motorcycle and what it does for your soul and for your mind.
As I said, I am a PTSD sufferer, as I'm sure a lot of people are. I don't go on about it, but it helps me cope when I need to get out and when I need a bit of open space and time to myself. That's what it means to me. It's sanity, you know, and so yeah, it helps me along. It's my little watchdog. So.
The watchdog for the bulldog.
The watchdog for the bulldog. Exactly.
Geez, you almost need to name that bike watchdog then, don't you?
I might do. I might be the new name for it, yeah, for sure.
Now, yesterday we all met in North Kelowna, and we experienced a rather interesting ride. Tell me about the ride from your perspective.
It was one of the most challenging rides I've ever been on, to be honest. The weather was horrendous, as you know, you were there. It got hairy at times. I know there was a couple of cars that were following us for safety vehicles, and even they said they were pretty frightened riding that, so they don't know how we made it. But yeah, definitely the worst conditions I've rode in, for sure. It was dangerous.
It was a testament to everybody's skill and the fact that we all had an angel on our shoulders, I think.
Yeah, my angel by now is probably frowning, and I'm sure my guardian angel has PTSD because from looking after me. I'm
pretty sure mine has developed a drinking problem.
Yeah, definitely. Mine definitely has. No, but you know what? It's we rode together as a team, and we made sure everybody got here. We did have one person drop their bike, but you know what? We just helped them back up, and we carried on as we do.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, there's something special about riding with a group like C.A.V. You know, it doesn't matter which division of the armed forces you're part of, whether you're Canadian, British, Australian, it doesn't matter if where you've served or whatever. And it doesn't matter if all you are is like myself, a PMQ brat who is a supporter. You're welcomed with open arms,
Yeah.
and all they want is that you learn to serve others while having fun.
Exactly that. It's ride, help others while having fun, and that's what we do. And that's the name of our game. You know, we're always approachable, and we don't forget that our supporters include military families. You know, it's important. My kids army brats too, but without them, I don't think I could have made it through. So they're as important to C.A.V as the veterans. You know, without them, there would be no veterans.
And you don't have to be a military kid like I am, or, you know, and I've got family who's still in the military, but you can be anybody that supports the military, that can join C.A.V, as long as your heart's in the right place.
Exactly. We welcome anybody with open arms. You don't even have to have any military affiliation. If you support what veterans do and you support trying to help those veterans through difficult times, you're welcome, and that is all. I mean, I've had people approach me and ask, you know, how do you join the C.A.V? You just turn up. You turn up and tell us who you are, ride with us, and see if you like it. And if you like it, you join us. And we have a lot of supporters, and yeah, they all do a fantastic job, you know. So yeah, without those support, we'd be nothing. Same again.
What is your favorite aspect of the C.A.V?
My favourite aspect of the C.A.V is the brotherhood, to be able to get together and talk with like-minded people who understand, who've probably been through the same challenges through their life and came out the other end smiling. It's a support group, and it's a damn good support group, you know. If you're in trouble, your brothers are there, always, and sisters,
Yeah.
I've got to say, not just brothers,
Yeah.
but sisters too. Yeah, they're always there for you, no matter what. And they will drop anything if you're in trouble, they'll drop everything to come and assist you. And that's what I like. They're genuine people.
They most definitely are. Bulldog, thank you for taking a little bit of your time away from the gathering to talk to me.
No worries, it's a pleasure, and it's good to meet you again.
It's good to see you as well.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
I'm being joined by Sensei. We call him that because he's a pretty mellow dude who really likes to have things be harmonious. Now, Al, tell me a little bit about how long you've been with C.A.V and what it is about the C.A.V that you enjoy so much.
I've been with C.A.V for a little over 7 years, and what I like best about C.A.V is the simplicity of the core values of riding while having fun and helping others, and through that, the camaraderie that I enjoy with all our members across the country.
It is an amazing network. There are literally hundreds of units across Canada and thousands of members, and it is probably one of the tightest knit families that anybody in riding is ever going to find.
This is true, and like any family, whether it's your personal family or a family like the C.A.V, you have issues, but we deal with those issues and we move on. Not everybody is suited to be a C.A.V member, but those that are foster the values that we have, and those that aren't, there's nothing wrong with those people. They're still good people. It's just we're C.A.V and they choose not to be, and there's nothing wrong with any of that because the world's all about choices.
Exactly, and one of those choices that pretty much every C.A.V member makes is learning how to be in service to others, which is a very healing experience for each individual who actually takes part in service.
That's true. In a lot of cases, depending on the individual's background, as far as the veterans go, they need the experience and the energy, the healing energy of something like this. It's very useful and very healing. The actual feeling of accomplishing something like the poker run that I just finished, or this gathering, or helping you out with your endeavors across the country.
That flag loves you.
Anyway, we're a motorcycle riding club. And bottom line is we like to ride. And while we're riding, we're having fun. You're in charge of your own fun. Anybody who rides a motorcycle who's not having fun, obviously, is not a motorcycle. And one of the benefits of all that, and through the contacts we make across the country and everywhere, is we tend to help others. And we help each other and anybody else that happens to cross our path.
Now, the one thing I've enjoyed the most about C.A.V is how everyone supports everyone. They don't necessarily have to agree with you, but if what you're doing resonates with them, they embrace it with open arms, and they put a lot of effort into everything. They rally around you. It's an amazing experience.
Well, that's true. There's several different kinds of people in the C.A.V organization. There's doers, there's the people that like to lead, to organize, and have their doers do things. And then there's people that can't do any of that stuff. They just attend. You realize how boring an event would be if we didn't have the attenders? Yeah. You know, so at the end of the day, whether you do something or attend something, you lead something, you're in charge of something within the C.A.V, every single piece of the puzzle is an integral part of our end goal to ride while having fun and helping others.
What are some of the charities and the different projects that the Agira unit takes in?
Our main one is Citadel Canine Society. They are a charitable organization that acquires dogs and then trains them and finds suitable recipients amongst the veteran and first responder populace that are suitable to receive and capable to take care of this well-trained animal that will assist them in their daily living while they are going through their PTSD problems.
How important to you is your motorcycle in your personal healing?
As we call it in the motorcycle riding community, wind therapy, and there's nothing like it.
Yeah, it washes the soul, doesn't it?
It sure does. Nothing better than the happy biker. Big smile, bugs in the teeth.
Exactly. Why did you come out here to the 3C.A.V gathering? Besides the fact that you're a C.A.V member, what was your purpose to be here?
I like coming to events like this just to get to see people that I haven't seen since last year and meet new people that I haven't seen or met yet.
And there's a lot of people here this year.
Yes, there is. It's probably on par with what we'd expect. We've had people far away for 3rd C.A.V as Saskatchewan, so that's a long way.
It is. And we're blessed this year to have Earl Eastman, Grizz, and Daryl, yep. Mad Dog with us. And they've ridden from out east, so we get a lot of support from C.A.V National.
Yes, we do, and they like coming to these events anyway for basically the same reason, aside from the jobs and the tasks that they have to do as far as their position within the C.A.V. They also like to ride, have fun while helping others, and renew old friendships and make new ones.
Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what the C.A.V is about, supporting each other, riding, sharing, giving back to our communities, and rekindling friendships, making new ones, and just experiencing life to its fullest as much as is possible.
I can't agree more.
And on that note, thank you for taking some time with me, Sensei.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Growing communities one idea at a time is Community Futures Grand Prairie and Region, providing business planning, cash flows, market research, and business loans. Visit www.cfofgp.com to see how we can help you. The Sports Camera Store in West Edmonton Mall is your one-stop shop for drift and GoPro action cameras. We carry Canada's largest selection of action cam accessories, along with video sunglasses, hidden and surveillance cameras, and more. Visit www.sportscamerastore.com or stop into our West Edmonton Mall location, lower level by the bay.
I'm being joined right now by Danielle Boudreau. She is lovingly known as Mouse by we C.A.V members, and she is the membership coordinator for 3C.A.V here in Western Canada. Danielle, tell me a little bit about why you became involved with C.A.V.
Well, I was originally looking for a group where I could kind of reconnect with all my brothers and sisters that I kind of left behind when I left the military, almost 20-some year plus ago.
Right.
Yeah, and the C.A.V just happened to be the group that I was looking for. I went to a couple of their meetings and I just realized, yeah, that's the kind of people I want to be associated with, and from then on it just kind of snowballed, yeah.
And how long have you been a member of C.A.V?
I'm going on my 9th year, so yeah.
Right on. Now you ride a beautiful street glide, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's a amber whiskey color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2014 Street Glide. Yeah.
And what is it about riding a motorcycle that turns you on?
Well, it turns me on. Basically, it's I guess what they keep saying, it's a freedom of the road. I guess you're your own master of your own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the C.A.V really allows you a certain amount of freedom as well, does it not?
It does. Yeah. Contrary to some of the other organizations, you again, because you're riding with your brothers and sisters, you're more into feeling free of what you're doing, and yeah, it is a very relaxing kind of group to be with, and yeah.
The C.A.V does an enormous amount of memory work, and when I say memory work, I mean remembrance. Especially down in that Calgary country, you guys do some unique stuff with cross projects.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we every year we work in what we call the Field of Cross. Approximately 2 weeks before November the 11th, we get all the C.A.V, E-Pray, gets together and we start putting out all the crosses on Memorial Drive. And that goes right until November the 11th. And right at noon after the day after, that's when we take them down. So we want to build people before the Remembrance Day. Then we don't want to leave it there after too long.
Right. Now, the work that C.A.V does, I've heard from every other member that you ride, you serve others while having fun. What does that truly mean to you?
Truly mean it's that you always there trying to help, obviously, your brothers and sisters, and you always there. The things happening with a lot of brothers and sisters that are in need of help are very proud people, and they won't be turning around to ask for help. So, and it's the reason why our organization especially really support the Veteran Food Bank, in which we try to gather a lot of money for that, and of course food donation. And because we know that people are very proud and they don't want to ask, so quite often we kind of go up front and try to offer a service before they even have to ask for it.
The whole idea behind being in service to others and the remembrance work that you do and the service work that you do really does afford people to maintain their pride, their dignity.
And quite often to the independency. And we also, our organization also support a lot of the family members too, especially of the fallen, and also a lot of for the spouse of serving people. You know, we always think that people that we're referring to veteran, that people might be needing help, but also the spouse of the veteran, the other one that's also in a great need of support, a lot of moral support, and also, again, they're also proud, very proud people, and they won't be asking for help. And it is part of our organization try to recognize the need, where it's coming from, and how we can figure a way to help.
What about the children?
Oh, the children also quite a bit. We do support a lot of the Family Resource Center, and we do a toy run every year, and also with the Calgary unit when we have a call from the Family Support Center, they normally give us a list of the type of toys or items that they need, and we try to come up with that.
Well, thank you for the work that you do in Calgary and supporting 3C.A.V here in Western Canada. It's been wonderful to have a female perspective on what C.A.V is.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's it for another episode of Ride Like a Local. Join us next week when we're back at the 3C.A.V gathering in Abbotsford for the final segment.